Hello, I'm Pastor Ari Matson from Martin Luther Church at 93rd and Blue Mountain, Milwaukee, and this is AfterWords for the week of June 17th, 2012. This past weekend we had the parable of the mustard seed, and spent some time talking about how parables can be kind of crazy, unusual stories that really challenge us. And a little bit before that we had a story of Jesus where the Pharisees thought that he was possessed. Even his family thought that maybe he was possessed by a demon, that there was something wrong with him. And I was thinking about the fact that we've had several kind of unusual, crazy stories going on, and the different kinds of things that we get. And there was a comment that I came across from one of the writers that I read regularly for preparing my sermons, David Lose, who's a professor at Luther Seminary in St. Paul. And a few weeks ago in one of his blog posts, he posted the question, do these stories that we read in the Gospels seem more or less crazy if we actually believe them? And his suggestion was that if we actually take these stories seriously, that perhaps they sound even more crazy than if not. After all, if we were to take them as simply fairy tales or old bad history or something like that, then we could just dismiss them. But for those of us that claim that there's wisdom and truth and life to be found in these words, does that make them crazier or harder for us to live out? And his follow-up question to that was to say, and if these stories aren't challenging, if they aren't crazy on some level, do they have the power to transform our lives, to resurrect and grant new life to us? That maybe we need stories that challenge us. After all, if what we do as Christians, if what we do when we gather together and what we live out in our daily lives as Christians, if these words don't transform us, if they don't change us in some way, then what's the point of having a church? What's the point of doing what it is that we do if the promises of God to resurrect our lives, the promises to give us eternal life, the promises to transform us into what we're meant to be and to complete the creation that we are meant to be? If that's not true, then why would we bother doing this? And so maybe we need stories that are a little bit crazy. Maybe we need to be challenged and pushed, and to have these things that really speak in language and speak in ways that are not at all the way that we're used to from the normal world. And that when we allow these stories and these words to transform our own lives, to open our eyes to how God is acting in this world, then we can be transformed and resurrected to share this life, this wisdom with the world around us in our daily lives. Thanks for taking the time to watch AfterWords. I'll see you again next week, and God bless.